All right, Dr. Lara, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on with the children of today?
Well, we're in an epidemic. We are losing our children. And depending upon the stats and who you get them from, it could be anywhere from 1 in 66 to 1 in 120 will be diagnosed autistic. And then on the other end of the spectrum, if you've got ADD or dyslexia, 1 in 6 are going to have an altered learning style. So we're dealing with a lot of diagnoses. We're dealing with a lot of change in the children, but the bottom line is they're not able to function like we did when we were kids. Something's wrong. And you can't have a genetic epidemic. This isn't a problem with the genes. Now, you can have an alteration in an expression of a gene, and it is based on the environment and the timing in which that gene was expressed and what the influences were on that gene when it was expressed. But these things are the function to human physiology. We have to look at every part of that child. You have to look at how that child moves, how they ride a bike, how they walk, can they engage with other children, what is their fine motor development, their gross motor development, their adaptation skills. In addition, we have to go inside and we have to look at human physiology. We have to look at what do you eat? How do you absorb your food? How do you eliminate your food? All of those are part at looking at the function of the child. And then you can't leave out the emotional piece, and the emotional piece is the family. You know, this is the #1 group that families are absolutely being destroyed. They need our support. So we have to look at the mechanical, we have to look at the chemical, and we have to look at the emotion. We narrow that down and we look at their ability to give themselves oxygen, provide the right glucose to the brain, and the right stimulation to make those sensory motor connections. We offer a program called Original Development. We look at where the insult began. It's the blueprint. It's the history of the child. And we work to correct and bring that child forward. And it is a lot of work. I'm not going to kid you. It's a lot of work. But it is very rewarding. You see, here it is. Here's the bottom line. Science tells us right now that if you're above the age of 30, you are more likely to get an adult onset diagnosis of diabetes, an autoimmune problem, an endocrine problem, cancer, obesity, depression. But if you're under the age of 30, that's where these kids are. They didn't get wired up right. Human physiology has changed, and we've got to do the hard work to get it back.